Hey guys, welcome back to another video on this channel. Today I'm going to show you the Aquamirae mod for Forge Minecraft version 1.19.2. This mod adds a new unique and giant ice maze within the deep frozen ocean biome to Minecraft. Here you will encounter frightening enemies, explore new structures and find ancient and powerful weapons. And maybe, at some point, you will have to face the ghost that has been roaming this icy wasteland for a long time. So, let's get started. Aquamirae changes the deep frozen ocean biome and turns it into an extremely large ice maze with many new structures such as large ships, pillage outposts or smaller structures like towers or camps. Let's start by looking at the new plants in the biome. Oxygelium is a plant that looks similar to kelp. You can find it everywhere underwater in the new biome and farm it quickly using an axe. Passing through this plant can cause nausea. Elodia and small elodia are simple plants that can also be found below the ice maze and can be used to obtain cyan dye. Wisteria nives is another plant which can be found above the water in the maze and is used to obtain green dye. As you explore the maze, you will regularly encounter a new mob called Moth. This mob spawns in groups and is hostile. It can drop fin upon dying. Anglerfishes are the regular opponent underwater. They are pretty quick and hostile. If you manage to slay one of them, it can drop Eska, Angler's Fang, and Fin, which can be used to craft many new items. You can also encounter pillager patrols while walking around. The mother of the maze is a strong mob you can find underwater while going through the maze. As you approach it, there will be a message in the chat. You feel the vibrations under the ice. The mob is hostile and extremely dangerous, because as you are running above the ice, it can break the ground beneath you, so you fall down and it can damage you. Upon dying, it can drop an item called Echo of the Ship Graveyard, Abyssal Amethyst, and many sharp bones, as well as prismarine crystals. There are multiple small and large new structures included in this biome. The first one is a small watchtower, which doesn't really add anything special. The second one is a small camping site with a campfire and barrels. In the barrels you can find some loot like sharp bones or a pirate pouch, which includes low tier armor. There are also some sunken ships with chests. Let's move on to the large structures included, which are really important if you want to progress in this mod. The first one is the Pillager Construction, which looks similar to a pillager outpost. It will occasionally spawn above the water and there are many opponents which guard it. You will find many barrels that contain loot, and you may also find a logbook. In this logbook you will find entries from the crew telling you about their travels and the dangers they faced. In their desperation, some of the crew began to dig an underground shelter, which is mentioned here. In addition, other ships of their fleet have been lost and may still be roaming the maze. When you keep on exploring the maze, you might find one of these ships of the pillager fleet. These ships are inhabited by many pillagers, imprisoned villagers, and there is great loot to be found, including enchanted books, spinefish, diamonds, emeralds and more. There is also another logbook telling you about the captain of the ship, Captain Cornelia. According to the entries, she went to the seabed in search of resources, but there are rumors she was searching for something else. Apparently, she did not return to the boat, and the crew does not have high hopes for her survival. If you slay the pillager captain, you obtain a shell horn, which can be used to summon the boss Captain Cornelia. If we take the shell horn in our hand and right-click with it while standing close to water, Captain Cornelia will emerge out of the deep sea and fight us. She can draw her enemies towards her and deals a lot of damage. As you damage her, she will get stronger, replenish her health, and even summon chakras around her, which will attack you as well. You can't damage her with a bow. It will take some time to bring her to the brink of death. But then you need to watch out, because when she is at low health, she will regenerate very quickly to a certain health, so you can't kill her. The only way you are able to completely defeat her is by throwing a weakness potion on her before giving her the final blow, or by using the ability of the new weapon, Terrible Sword, because this weapon has a chance of critical hits, which I will explain later on. After you manage to defeat her, she will drop a freebolt helmet, as well as a frozen key. There is also a small chance that she will drop a coral lance, as well as a new music disc called Forsaken Drownage. The third big structure is the underground Pillager shelter. You can enter these shelters through ice tunnels, and inside you will find tortured souls, pillagers, as well as a strong mob called Eel to fight. Tortured souls are mobs looking similar to pillagers. These hostile creatures are walking through these underground structures, shivering from the cold. They can also become invisible, so you only see their glowing core and eyes. They drop rotten flesh, bones, or echo of the ship graveyard upon dying. The eel is a stationary mob that will try to bite you as you move closer and uses a loud roar to push you away. It won't move while above the ground, but sometimes the eel will vanish into the ground and appear somewhere else. Upon dying, eels drop echo of the ship graveyard, sharp bones, treasure pouches, fins, and the scroll of the Dead Sea. As you keep on fighting your way through the pillagers in their shelter, you will find great loot, and finally a new mob called the Golden Moth. This mob doesn't do anything special but looks great. You can catch the Golden Moth using an empty bottle and place the bottle on the ground. There is also a final frozen chest, which can only be opened using the frozen key you obtain by killing Captain Cornelia. This chest includes enchanted golden apples, echoes of the ship graveyard, treasure pouches, the rune of the storm, and sometimes astral dust. Moreover, there is a third logbook, telling you about the crew's encounter with the eels, about their futile desperation to escape this place, and finally, the last entry. Now that we know all about the biome, structures and mobs, let me show you the equipment included. Before I do that, a quick explanation how the equipment in this mod works. Every piece of armor and every weapon have a unique ability, for example inflicting a specific effect on an opponent, or dealing more damage in a particular situation. Furthermore, the armors sometimes have half set or full set abilities. The full set ability will only be activated if you are wearing the complete armor, and the half set ability is already activated when you are wearing 2 armor pieces of the armor set. Then there is the class bonus, which affects all other equipment pieces of the mod, like increasing the ability power of other items by a certain percentage. So carrying a weapon with a strong class bonus could make your armor stronger, for example. Alright, so let's move on. First, there is the free bolt armor. You obtain the helmet by killing Captain Cornelia, and for the chestplate you need oxygen tanks, which you can craft using oxygelium. If you are wearing the full armor, you can breathe underwater, which is pretty useful, and the set increases the ability power of Seawolf armor by 30%. Note that while you are able to breathe underwater, using this perk will slowly reduce the durability of the chestplate. The terrible armor is pretty strong. It gives you 8.5 armor. If you are wearing the half set, you will gain 120% swimming speed for 6 seconds if you are taking damage while in water. This has a cooldown of 10 seconds. When you wear the full set, enemies who attack you will be poisoned for 4 seconds. The helmet increases ability power of Seawolf weapons by 20%, the chestplate by 10%, the leggings decrease the cooldown duration for Seawolf weapons by 10%, the boots by 20%. The strongest armor is the Blinding Abyss armor. It gives you 10 protection points, and the armor comes with 2 different helmets, which have different abilities. If you are wearing a half set, you will gain 25% more armor and 4 armor toughness. The effect of the full set depends on the helmet. The home of the Blinding Abyss will, if you are taking fatal damage, delay your death for 30 seconds, but you will deal 80% less damage while this effect is active. The tiara of the Blinding Abyss blinds nearby hostile creatures, reducing their movement speed by 50%. Both helmets and the boots add free ability power to Seawolf class weapons, and the chestplate as well as leggings add 25% ability power to Seawolf class weapons. So, let's take a look at the weapons. Every weapon or armor in this mod has special abilities, which impact your strength in certain situations. First, there is the Remnant Saber, which deals 5 attack damage, has 2 attack speed, and its ability is that it deals twice the damage while you are in water. The Poisoned Blade deals 5 attack damage, has 3 attack speed, and poisons the target for 5 seconds. Next, there is the Fin Cutter, which has 6 attack damage and 2 attack speed. For each empty heart you have, you will deal 15% more damage with this weapon with a maximum of 150%. The next weapon, the Terrible Sword, comes with advantages, but it has also its downsides. It has 6 attack damage, 1 attack speed, and has a 50% chance for a critical hit, which deals 3 times the damage. This weapon is special because if you are fighting with it, you will take 1 damage if a hit doesn't kill the enemy. As I already said before, this weapon can be quite useful for killing the boss Captain Cornelia. The Divider deals 7 damage, has 1.4 speed, and reduces the target's maximum health by 5% for 10 seconds, which can stack up to 10 times. A really strong weapon is the Whisper of the Abyss. It has 14 attack damage, 0.8 attack speed, and reduces the target's armor by 10% for 10 seconds, which can stack up to 5 times. The Coral Lance, which can be dropped by Captain Cornelia, is an extremely powerful weapon which deals 14 attack damage and has 1.2 attack speed. This lance increases the ability of Seawolf class armor by 100%. The Dagger of Greed, which is a rare structure loot, has 4 attack damage and 2 attack speed. Its abilities are that if you attack villagers or pillagers using this dagger, they can drop emeralds. But watch out, because you can get a bad omen by attacking villagers. The weapon also cannot be repaired. The Poison Chakra is a completely new weapon type. Right-clicking with it summons a chakra for 30 seconds, dealing 3 damage and poisoning the target. You can enchant it with Mirror to have 2 chakras at once, but each duplicate only deals 50% damage, Distance for them to be further away, and Fast Spin for them to be moving quicker. The Maze Rose is a similar type of weapon with a slightly different flight path. When you right click with it, it summons a chakra for 40 seconds, dealing 5 melee damage. You can enchant it like the Poison Chakra. In general, chakras are weak on their own, but they become much stronger due to class bonuses. You can even buff them up to the point that the cooldown becomes shorter than their lifetime. Using the Abyssal Armor and Poseidon's Breakfast, you can summon up to 10 chakras at the same time. Let's move on to all the remaining items, tools and armor of the mod. Treasure pouches can be opened by right-clicking. They contain armor, gold, emeralds and more. The Sea Casserole is a new food item, which gives you Rush 2 and Strength. A new light source is included in the Luminescent Lamp, which is crafted using Oxygelium and Esca. Furthermore, there is now a new block called Luminescent Bubble, which gives nearby players Dolphin's Grace 2 and therefore increases their speed while swimming, perfect for building underwater roads. Sea Stew will give you Strength and Fury 3, which increases your ability power. An immensely strong food is Poseidon's Breakfast. This food gives you 100% increased ability power and 50% cooldown reduction of the gear's abilities. Next, there is the Scroll of the Dead Sea. If you right click with this item in your hand, you will get for example some valuable loot like diamonds or gold, or if you are unlucky, there will be a negative effect. For instance, you will get struck by lightning. If you want to upgrade one of your weapons, you can use the Rune of the Storm. Right click with it in your main hand and it will increase the damage of the sword in your offhand by 33% in cold biomes. The New Horizon music disc is a rare structure loot that you can find in the maze. Furthermore, there are 4 new rare paintings that can be found in structures. I already mentioned the Echo of the Ship Graveyard item a few times before. This item can be used for crafting, but note that it can also be used to repair most of the biome's equipment and is therefore quite useful. Spinefish can be eaten and will give you sharp bones after being consumed. This covers all the information about the mod. Overall, I think this is one of the best Minecraft mods out there. Every feature included is well thought out and also detailed and creatively designed. You can feel the high quality, especially in the sound design, which is extremely unique and something I haven't seen on this level in a Minecraft mod before. Especially if you're looking for vanilla enhancing mods, this is a very good choice, as it adds content that fits seamlessly into vanilla Minecraft, but adds a lot to the game. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you don't want to miss any further reviews, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.